Hello, good morning, dear student. I'm very much hopeful that you are pretty fine. Well, from the slide, you can easily guess that what we are going to study today. You can see the map of Nepal and its five major division: East, East, Central, West, Midwest, Far West. Eastern Development Region, Central Development Region, Western Development Region, Mid-Western Development Region, and Far Western Development Region. You can see there. And now let's see another picture, another map of Nepal. There you can see, you cannot see the five development region. You can see provinces. How many provinces are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here you can see seven division, that is the provincial division. It's quite different from regional division. Okay, from these two map, easily you can say that these two division are different. The first one, the regional development concept was the old. This provincial and the federalism, this concept is new. Okay, it was divided into 5 development region earlier in 37, but it was the concept of after the revolution of 2062-63. Well, now let's see why Nepal was divided into development region, 5 development region. What are the objective of the development region? Okay, let's see. The most important objective was the decentralization of the power, and power was kept in the center, in the capital. It was not good. That is the quality of the dictatorship. That's why power was decentralized in development region. Another point is that proportionate development in all part of the country. A country should be developed equally well. It's like a human body. Only one part should not be a stronger one, right? All the parts should be equally developed. And its another objective is to enrich the people access to the government. There should be very close connection between the people and the government. There should be direct contact between the people and the government. Another point is that quick service delivery to public. If it is divided into different administrative unit, people can get services easily from the place which is convenience to them. Next important thing is that utilization of the resources. It is divided. If it is divided into different unit, and people can utilize the resources there. They don't have strong desire of the migration to increase the public participation. They realize themselves, they have the feeling of their ownership, and consequently what happen, if they get opportunity of the participation and the development work start in speed, naturally what happen, that create the consequence of stopping the migration. And another important thing is that it also help to preserve the natural and cultural heritage, because they preserve their cultural heritage and they preserve their natural heritage. They love their particular area, and they have the positive competition among the region. Okay, development region. But what happened consequently? This objective were not fulfilled, will not accomplish. So that what happened, the revolution of 2062-63 vehemently demanded the concept of federalism in Nepal. Okay, a regional concept could not bring the expected change. So what happened, there was the revolution, and they formed the comprehensive consensus among the political parties. And what happened after that? After the comprehensive consensus, the mass movement of 2062-63 launched, and that demand the change. It was federalism, and republicanism, federalism and republicanism. Now we need to know what is federal republic. What is federal republic? Okay, what is federalism then? It is a system of government. There are different systems of government: capitalist government, socialist government, communist government, right? Different sort of the government. It is the system of government. In this system of the government, what happened? Nation is divided into different provinces and local levels. Constitution has provided them their own executive power. Okay, that is federalism. In short, what happened? It is the structure of government, and there are different level of government. Okay, that is federalism. Now let's see structure under the federalism. What is the structure of the government in Nepal? The government of Nepal can be basically divided into three categories, three level: federal government in the center, provincial government in each province, local executive in local level. Alright, that is the structure, present federal structure of the government of Nepal. Okay, and why? What is the objective of federalism? Decentralize the power, equal distribution of the means and resources, avoid the disparity of the development, to end the racial and cultural development, proper utilize the means and resources, to stop pressure of the migration, to create the feeling of patriotism. They are quite related to regional development, but those objectives were not fulfilled because of the regional division. The problem of decentralization of power, no equal distribution of means and resources. They could not avoid the disparity. There was still strong, racial and the cultural discrimination. They could not utilize the resources properly of every part of the country. So consequently, what happened? That brought the terrible pressure of the migration in the Tarai and city area, and what happened is that so it could not create the patriotic feeling. If all the equal opportunity are provided in all the parts, definitely that create the feeling of patriotism. Patriotism, that is the love of the nation. Okay, what are the basis? How Nepal was divided into federal structure? Okay, the major divisions, major bases are mentioned there. Regional base, on the basis of the region, which region, and population on the basis of the population, geography on the stocks of the land, and resources, available resources, drinking water, land resources, mineral resources, etc. And what sort of a language is spoken there, and what is the ethnic group, majority ethnic group. On the basis, these are the basis. Okay, on the basis of that, Nepal was divided into federal structure. Okay, let's go to the power and function of the central government. As you know that central government or the federal government, provincial government, and the local level unit. And what is the function? Monetary power. As monetary power is totally controlled by central government, other they cannot prepare the money themselves. And border security, that is done by army. Okay, that is done by only central government. That is also the responsibility of the central government. And if very big projects are launched, that is also responsibility of central government. And mobilizing the army and declaration of the war, that's all done by the central government. That cannot be done by other provincial government. And diplomatic relationship, whenever they need to do diplomatic relationship with other country, at that time local level and the provincial government do not have any responsibility at that time. Sole responsibility taken by federal government or the central government, that is done from the capital. Okay, then second level, what's the power and the function of the provincial government? Alright, let's compare with the federal government. And provincial government, what happen? Prepares policies and programs of particular province, operate development works, mobilize resources, form the provincial law, form provincial government, maintain peace and security. These are the main function that is carried out by provincial government. Okay, I think these points are quite simple to you. Okay, all right. Now let's move to another point. Power and function of the local level. The lowest level, local level. It manages the development program. in the local level. It, it has the function of management of the local service, and another is management at the local level. Run development project in the local level, develop necessary infrastructure, impose local tax, and it also function the carry out the function of the disaster management. If natural disaster occurs, like landslide, earthquakes, volcano, okay, flooding, etc. In such case, they take the responsibility, but they always, in contact and the coordination with province and the province and central government. Always there is the cooperation, coordination among them. All right, let's move to another. What are the merit of federalism? Merit, democratic system. It is one of the democratic system because why democratic? People get more right, because it has most important thing is it decentralization the power. And another important thing is that the objective is to rapid development. It's also one important merit. And maximum use of resources, which is that division, that competition. Obviously the maximum use of resources and equal development in all parts, sense of ownership, public participation, and development activities. Okay, these are the merit of federalism. Of course, it has both merit and demerits. Demerits of federalism, yes, of course, it's the expensive form of government. That's problem, the power sharing among the state and the government, so that there can be possibility of the conflict among the state. And probably what happen, if there is the conflict goes very high level, definitely that create the uh, problem of the disintegration. Okay, that's very risky part. You can see different parts in the world. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for your patient listening. Thank you.